G'day guys, welcome to my final Laser Tools race wrap for the season of 2014 from the Highlands 101 down in Cromwell. For this event we debuted TFM's new Ferrari 458 GT3 fresh into the country, hadn't actually turned a wheel before we got south. Before I did hit the track, I was lucky enough to be invited along to the Highlands Adventure Days, so myself and a few of my rivals from the weekend ahead were able to experience some of the best that Queenstown has to offer, and it was just an incredible experience to go and do some of these extreme activities, paragliding and jet boating and all sorts of stuff, and then to have my first view of the circuit come through from the window of a helicopter, which was pretty amazing. The team arrived on Wednesday and we were working on setting up the car in the pit area from Wednesday and Thursday, and then hit the track on Friday morning for our first practice. Now before this first practice we hadn't actually started the car, we hadn't even turned a wheel of the car, we hadn't been able to test it, so everything was up in the air, and you know, we weren't too sure what to expect, so we went out with no expectations to learn the circuit, learn this new car, and funnily enough we ended up quickest for the session, which was an incredible result, a really good start for us, and it really bolstered our enthusiasm for the rest of the weekend. We followed up with second place in the second practice and then qualified fourth for the Australian GT final round, our first event in this championship. Didn't quite get the car right for qualifying, obviously learning on the fly, learning how the car reacts to change. You know, we were making little changes to experiment, and unfortunately for qualifying we did go the wrong way. I did feel we had a front row in us, but nevertheless still a really strong result surrounded by Bathurst champions and V8 supercar drivers, so it was a really good start for us. First race, started fourth, held fourth for the first round of pit stops, took my 88-second pro pit stop penalty, which was significantly more than anybody else in the field. Rejoined down near the back and started to try and claw my way back through, but just as I did that a safety car came out that lasted for half the race. There was an injured driver from a very big accident in Ascari down at the hairpin, so ambulances and things out on the track. They essentially called the race early and I wasn't able to make my way back up, so I had to settle for 6th place in race 1 there. Race 2, starting from 6th, really good start, up to 4th by the first corner, and then up to 3rd a couple of laps later when I overtook John Bell in another Ferrari. Charged on in 3rd, caught up to Richard Muscat in the Mercedes SLS AMG. And we pitted together, again took my pro pit stop penalty, rejoined, and I was still in 3rd place and charging down 2nd. Unfortunately near the end of the race, whilst trying to charge down that front bunch, I made the decision to make a passing move around the outside of lap traffic, and found myself out in the marbles through the fast turn 3 and made small contact with the wall, which broke an upright in the left rear of the car and spun me off the track and out of contention. Absolutely gutted by this. I was very sorry for the team. We were in for a podium shot, but at the same point, with cars chasing behind and no time allowed to be lost, I felt that it was a decision that needed to be made, and on this occasion it didn't come off. Thankfully the car wasn't too badly damaged and we were able to repair that overnight in time for the 101 the next day. But before the 101 came about, I jumped back in the old Ferrari 430, the car that we've campaigned in the New Zealand Endurance Championship, alongside Gerald, team boss, and we brought the car from 5th to 2nd overall in the 1+01 race, which is a 1 hour plus 1 lap race on Sunday morning. So that was a really good start to Sunday. We then followed up immediately with 3rd place in qualifying for the 101. Which was quite surprising again. The car, after its minor repairs, was actually even better than before, and we set a what we call a banker lap, a conservative lap, which still was able to put us 3rd on the grid. We then had a Le Mans start. Now a Le Mans start is a little bit different, but it's going back to the history of motorsport at Le Mans, where all the drivers would run from a set point to their car, rip a tag off the rear wing, and that's how the race would start. So with all of the grid and pit lane lined up 45 degrees, I was down the other end of pit lane lining up on foot with my Nikes on with the drivers, and with the drop of the lights we all took off and sprinted 250 odd metres down pit lane. I was able to get there 2nd. We exited 2nd from pit lane with my co-driver Graham Smythe. He was out behind Craig Baird, who was leading in the Mercedes SLS. But unfortunately we had a suspension component fail on the 2nd lap in the left front of the car, which brought us straight into the pits from 2nd place, and we lost 30 odd laps repairing it, so by this point we were well out. So we chose to retire the car, but not before we gave Graham a good stint out there to enjoy himself and see what the car was capable of, and I really think we were on for a good result. Graham was lapping equal with the leaders during his stint, so as a pairing I believe that we had a shot of a top 2 or 3, if not a victory there. So highs and lows on our debut of this new 458. Personally, I think it was a huge success. The fact that we were able to roll out this brand new car that we'd never seen, that we'd never driven, on a circuit we'd never been to, and to be at the front of the field, quickest Ferrari, and you know, super competitive against Australasia's best. So a few teething problems, learning the car and what have you, but we'll only be all the stronger when it comes to Bathurst here in February. So that'll be our start of our 2015 season, the first of, at what this point in time, will be a 16 event season, sorry, for me. Can't wait, looking forward to it. Local events, international events, there's plenty coming up, which I hope you guys are going to tune into. Thank you for the support over the season, it's been fantastic. Thank you again to Laser Tools NZ, it's been fantastic also to be a part of this team of drivers. And I really look forward to 2015 and hope you can follow my progress there. Thanks very much, cheers.